BeFit Radio, BeFit Radio, BeFit Radio, BeFit Radio.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is JC Morales here with Danny Money. Danny, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, brother. How you doing?
I'm okay. So we're here today talking about New York City and the accessibility to fitness everywhere.
Yeah! You could come up with all the excuses that you want, but there are 1,700 parks in New York City, in the 5 boroughs alone.
1,700, and of those, any fees to pay to get in?
There's no fees to pay to get in. All you need is ambition, drive, and patience and discipline.
Absolutely. So what happens is, like the other day, Danny and I, we went to Pier 2 in Brooklyn. That was an experience. They had free kayaking, free handball, free basketball. I think they even have free water.
they had free roller skates. They had, I think it was roller hockey as well. You mentioned the kayaking too, right?
Yeah.
They had something called a mobile pool.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if you're into swimming.
It was mobile and it was floating. I remember it's a floating, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. In any event, you know, the point we're trying to make here is that there's excuses that you can make. You can say there's no time. You don't have the money. You hate gyms. You hate this. You hate that. But you want to be fit. You want to be healthy. You want to better your lifestyle. That's okay.
BeFit Radio.
There's ways to do it. If you live in New York, where we're from, there's countless opportunities for you to get involved. Speaking of which, we covered an underground sport called handball, one-wall handball here in New York, in Queens, where the greatest handball athletes are competing for the crown.
Speaking of excuses for fitness, the game of handball, all you need is a wall, which most parks have throughout the 5 boroughs, and a blue handball, which only costs $1. And you need another person. You could play doubles, you could play singles, and that could be your segue into fitness because it requires the entire body. There's a lot of hand-eye coordination. There's sprinting involved. There's jumping. There's lateral movements. There's shoulders, being tossed around, elbows flying, knees, people diving, people using their core, using their hips. It's a full body workout. All you need is $1, a park, and someone to play with. And if you don't have anyone to play with, you can just slap the ball around and get a workout that way too.
The good news is that out of the 1,700 parks, I'm pretty sure that 90% of them have handball courts. It's a very played sport. It's huge in New York City. And another thing that's beautiful about this game, the mental aspect of this game, which we talk about more in detail in the podcast, in what we covered, King of the Courts, the mental aspect, it strengthens you completely, inside and outside. So hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, you could always follow us at BeFitRadio_ on Instagram, BeFitRadio_, www.befitradio.com, or you can call my cell phone, 51. I'm just kidding.
And I just want to give a thank you to the participants that participated at King of the Courts and the players that were interviewed by us. I just wanted to give a thank you to Timbo and congratulate him, and say thank you to Tyree, to Shahin, to Tyrone, to Adam, and I think that was the people that we had interviewed. If I'm forgetting you, I apologize.
Yeah, in any event, we enjoyed watching all of you guys play, and we encourage everybody around us to continue and to get involved in the sport that we all love.
BeFit Radio.
Good morning, everybody. This is JC Morales for BeFit Radio, live at the King of the Courts 2014. Along my side is Danny Macias. Danny Money, how you doing, brother?
Danny Money checking in. I'm excited, man. I've been waiting the whole year for this tournament. I'm a huge handball fan. This is the greatest tournament of the year. I'm excited to be here. JC, thank you.
That's absolutely correct. We've seen the top-notch players walk around. Everybody's getting ready. You see their game faces on. Some of the first-round players and some of the first-round games are happening right now. And we're trying to get set up and everything ready to get the best coverage, the best footage, and the best interviews exclusively at BeFit Radio.
BeFit Radio.
Here we are right in front of the bracket looking at it for King of the Courts 2014. We can see that the top players have a guaranteed spot in the second round. They don't play the first round. So the top players are only playing from the second round forward.
Thank you, JC. As JC had mentioned, the top players, they do have a bye. And, from a marketing standpoint, I think it's a good idea because you don't want one of the top players losing in the first round. I mean, that would just, throw away the whole competition. But, I think it does even out the playing ground a little bit, to weed out some of the lower ranked players.
Yeah!
I think it's a good idea. I mean, it's open for discussion as to how effective it is. I think it's good because you always want to see the top players end up in the final. I'm looking at some of the names right now. I see Tyree Bastidas. I see Tyrone Snell. I see Taiwan Cook. I see Kadeem Bush, who's an up-and-coming A player as well. He's a young talent.
I also feel that by allowing everybody to join King of the Courts, it just enriches the tournament even more as opposed to just allowing B and A players to play. So I think that the setup for top players to play from the second round on is actual positive for the sport of handball.
BeFit Radio.
We're joined here at King of the Courts by an iconic competitor, Mr. Tyrone Snell. I mean, in your opinion, since you've been here, since both of you guys have been here since the beginning, I mean, have you seen it progress? Have you seen the competition progress? Have you seen the organization progress?
Well, the organization progress. We always got it, the permits and stuff. We did it the right way. That's what made it big in the first place. Funny thing is, the first one was rookie, and the current king is rookie. So how much progression? 20 years, 20 years the same champion. But it's 2 days now. That's the only thing now. It's 2 days. Actually, in '99 it was 2 days, but it's because it rained.
Now that it's being advertised as 2 days, do you think that takes away from King of the Courts some of the glory?
A little bit, but it helps out with if you're gonna have a lot of people. And to tell the truth, it should be 2 days because of the size of the tournament.
That's 100 people.
Yeah, I would rather have just the best 32, but you got to do that with rankings. But you don't want to limit it because you want everybody to have a chance. So if it takes 2 days, it takes 2 days.
How did you prepare for this tournament today?
Didn't. I just slept. That's all. I haven't been able to play. I worked too much. But this year I'm able to compete. And yesterday I did play. I played 3 singles yesterday, 3 11 game and 2 15 games.
Did you feel good?
That's the best. Yeah, but now I'm all tight the next day. Everything's tight. I got to do some real stretching. I'm older than I thought.
Who do you think is the strongest competitor for this crown for today?
If rookie's here, it's still rookie, but I don't know. I would say Timbo. There's a lot of people.
BeFit Radio.
As Tyree just mentioned, rookie is not going to come to King of the Courts. Not going to compete today. He is the king from the last tournament. I feel like the fact that he's not competing lowers the bar a little bit, in my opinion, because not only athletically but mentally, he is a threat. Having the slightest chance or the slightest thought in mind that you may have to face rookie at King of the Courts has to be very debilitating. And the fact he's not here, I think, is actually a pity.
I mean, just interviewing people, you see it in their face that it looks like they're kind of let down that rookie's not participating, even though, they don't want to face him, they don't say it, but I think King of the Courts has been synonymous with rookie's name because he has dominated for so many years. He has 6 titles. I mean, as Tyrone had mentioned earlier, he was the first to win it, and he's a defending champ right now. So, I mean, I think rookie has become a staple at King of the Courts, and I think that some of the people are a little bit let down. Some of the top players like Timbo, maybe even a Gio, they may feel that that they can't be on top unless they beat the best, which is rookie. I mean, he's a proven player that has won time and again. So I mean, it should be interesting to see how these players, how they react, in the finals, and we'll see who gets to the finals. But I think it's a little bit of a letdown, but. Hey, we preach positivity, and we're here, and we'll see who wins. May the best player win.
And just out to Danny saying, I think that from a viewer's perspective, from a sidelines stance, Rookie not being here is a little bit of a, he brings some showmanship. He has that old school mentality, kind of like Joe Durso, where they talk, where they get in your head, where they're very, their personality imposes upon their opponent. And so, from a showmanship standpoint, we're going to miss it. Hopefully, we'll get to talk to him in the near future to see what happened this year. We'd like to hear from him.
BeFit Radio.
Here we are with nationally ranked small ball, big blue, 1-wall, 3-wall, 4-wall, and the ultimate class act in handball, Tyree Bastidas. 14, Tyree, how have you prepared mentally and physically for this championship today, for this tournament?
I've been playing a lot of big ball back in my home park, El Park, Holbert Park. Just a lot of games back and forth. The sun's been out, playing in the sun. I didn't know if it was going to be hot or not today, but that matters. out in the sun. And all these guys playing today, it's going to be a long day.
Do you feel that a tournament at 100 competitors is damaging for King of the Courts, or is something positive for King of the Courts?
I think it's very positive for the King of the Courts. A lot more players. You're going to see a lot more talent, a lot more skill, a lot more shot selections. And I think it's just great to have that many people join a tournament. Whoever wins this is definitely declared the very best of today.
We know you play in many different tournaments. How do you feel emotionally about King of the Courts?
Emotionally, a lot of people come to watch the game. I want to do as well as I can, and everyone else does too. If I can win this, that would be great. That would be a great Saturday for me.
Absolutely. And last question, who do you think, besides yourself, is the toughest competitor?
Timbo, obviously. Timbo, Gio. A lot of the vets are still here too. You know, Eric Cruz. There's a lot of good players out here, honestly.
How do you feel about Rookie?
Rookie not being here feels nice, but if he was here, he'd still be a threat, of course.
He's not playing today, you're saying?
No, he's not.
Okay. Thank you, Tyree.
BeFit Radio.
We're joined here by an A player, an amazing player, Mr. Shahin.
What's up, gentlemen? What's going on, guys?
Thank you for doing this.
No doubt.
And good to see you. Shah, we just want to start off with a basic question. How do you feel about 100 people playing at King of the Courts for the first time in a 2-day event?
Interesting, historic, interesting, very.
Things are moving in the right direction?
Yes, so far, yeah, I like it. It's looking nice. Promising, very promising in the future.
Are you competing today?
Yes, I'm ready, somewhat.
You look like you're in better shape than the last time I saw you.
Much better shape.
How have you been training?
Handball, handball, and just eating right now, and just doing everything right. Yeah, staying healthy and all that.
We thought you weren't competing. It's good to know you are.
Somewhat.
It's always nice to watch you play.
Just regular ball, not in tournaments. Just playing regular in the local parks and all that, right? Pretty much.
Okay. Danny?
Yeah, and just some stuff relating to fitness, because like I was mentioning before, you did take a break for a while, and then, you know, once you did make your comeback, you made it to the finals in 2011.
Impressive.
And you did, at that point, you had shed a lot of weight also, and looked like you were in a lot better shape at that time. Just now, I mean, now you look better than 2011. Now you just...
I'm 16 all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
16 all over.
Because I remember just, you know, in the early 2000s when I really enjoyed watching you play. I mean, you were just, you know, an animal, especially that left hand kill, you know, signature shot. Just today, I mean, how are you feeling today? Just you know, physically.
I feel good. I feel like if I play decent, I'll be all right. I just want to take it one game at a time. That's it.
Exactly.
Beautiful. With respect to the last tournament that we saw you in 2010, right?
2011.
2011, where you made it to the finals. You know, what was your mental point? Where were you mentally to know that you were good enough and you were smart enough to make it all the way after not competing for so long?
Well, always knew I had the ability, but just went in there with faith. Just went in there with faith and trust in God. That's it, pretty much. You know, it's without Him, what can we do? You know, so it is what it is.
Yeah. And it happened at your local park, or your home park. So
home park, right?
That
it would have been better if I won, but
and you were very close to winning.
I know, right?
I remember the whole park, every shot, because it was a huge comeback. I think it was Pee Wee had a huge lead on you, if I remember, and then you made a huge comeback. The whole park, I remember, was just cheering you on. I mean,
how did that feel, Shah, to have the whole park there?
A celebrity, a celebrity said, no, that feels great, man. The support of everybody, like, loved by a lot of people, you know, so I appreciate that.
It's hard, you know, nothing's given. It's hard work. I mean, you know, you put yourself there, you put yourself in that position, and you know, you made it to the finals. And that's and at that time, I remember that day, it was close to 100 degrees, I think. It was like 95 degrees. And, you know, Liberty Park, there's no shade or anything.
None.
So, I mean, you know, today is a little bit cloudy.
His crew had the thing.
Oh, the canopies and all that, right?
Man, how do I become friends with this guy?
Definitely.
You're already my friend. We met. That's what it is. We're friends for life.
Shah, we appreciate from the bottom of our heart taking the time to do this. We feel like handball is more than a sport.
It is.
It's a lifestyle. You're living proof of it. You know, it's a beautiful thing to keep moving forward, and I just want to hear what you have to say to the youth that's up and coming with the sport, the people that don't know anything about it. You know, how do you think we should move forward with sponsoring handball?
I think we all should unify first. Instead of organizations being separated, everybody should collectively come together and come up with some great ideas, right? So what's better than a team? So That, and then for the kids coming up, learn how to be coachable. If you're not coachable, you're never going to be in it.
Excellent.
You're never going to be in it. So that's the number one rule, is to be coachable.
Perfect.
You know?
That's all. Shahin, thank you so much for your time.
Gentlemen. Anytime.
BeFit Radio.
Specifically to handball, you know, to be a champion in handball, you got to be mentally strong to overcome all of the tangibles or intangibles that come up in the game. You know, like the crack on the court. You know, you got to become good enough so that you don't leave anything up to chance. You're in control of everything, and you can afford to lose a point. You can afford to lose a serve because you're in control. And that strength, that mental strength, is what builds in these underground athletes. And underground, why are they underground? When they're elite athletes, I don't know. But that's something that everybody here wonders. And everybody here wants handball in the forefront, wants it to be a recognized sport, wants it to be organized. And let me tell you, what I'm seeing right now is passion, love for the game, and people actually coming together and making it happen. And it's exciting to see that, actually.
It's funny that you mentioned elite athletes because, I mean, these guys are elite athletes. You know, when it comes down to it, it's just they may not get the same exposure that, you know, a Neymar may get, or
a Messi, a Ronaldo.
Exactly. They just don't have the same recognition. But they are elite athletes. I mean, these guys, you know, day in and day out, they're practicing their shots, they're practicing their endurance, you know, they're putting in the work.
Right. And we also see a wave of athletes that we've been following, like a wave of handball players that have been very, very smart about how they train and how they maintain their fitness. Because as the game evolves, it becomes more competitive. As it becomes more competitive, you got to do different things. You can't go out anymore and do what you did before if you want to beat the next guy who's doing something different. So we see, we got a chance to talk to Shah, and he's one of the biggest transformations we've seen in the past couple of years. When he lost, I mean, I'm talking about he lost like 100 pounds?
Yeah, maybe. It might be in that range of 100 pounds. I mean, that's, you know, I tip my hat to him. Hats off to Mr. Shah, because he had stopped playing for a while. You know, he gained a lot of weight. But, I mean, you know, he's a competitive guy. He has that competitive nature. He got himself back in shape and made it to the finals in 2011. Yeah. He had lost weight at that point. It may have been around 40 pounds.
Yeah.
But now he's made a complete transformation. Now he looks like the old Shahin of the early 2000s.
Just to give some shine on what we're talking about to the audience, the people who listen to us, Shah wasn't playing competitively for a long time. In 2011, he made a decision that he wanted to play King of the Courts. He was going to be held at Liberty Park, which is his home park.
BeFit Radio.
At that point, he started training and getting back into shape. And he did compete, and he did it in a way that is unprecedented. He came in, he played, and he got all the way to the finals in his home park. He lost to Pee Wee Castro after a group. You know, it was a crazy match where Pee Wee had a great lead on him, and he almost caught up and beat him, turned it around. But what I'm trying to emphasize here is that he went out there, he made a decision, he changed his lifestyle, he set a goal, and he accomplished it. He almost won the whole thing. That would have been the craziest story of handball.
It would have been a nice story. But the good thing about sports is that, you know, there is always next year and something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
There's always new goals to set. And that's you know, we're here 2014. He's competing. He has new goals. You know, he has a chance to win. So, you know, we'll see who comes out on top.
We just saw him play his first match against a guy, I don't know his name. We could find out. And he looked great. He looked calm and collected. You know, he was making signature shots left and right. The left-hand kill, saw it, serves, wasn't out of breath. He looks good. He's actually behind us right now. And he looks good. First round, he came on top. I think it was a blowout too. I'm not sure, but as far as I'm concerned, he looked great, and he could be the surprise again this year. I mean, what do you think, Dan?
Yeah, very well could be. I mean, the opportunity's there. It's just on him, you know, as to how much he's prepared for this tournament, you know, and where he is mentally.
And we also got a chance. I mean, today has been a crazy day. You know, we're very lucky to be able to talk to these guys face to face and get interviews with them. We got a chance to talk to Timbo. He's the current USHA champion.
Yeah,
is that correct?
Champ, yes.
He's the correct national champ. He's about 20. He's like in his mid-20s.
I think he's actually younger than that. I think he might be 20 or 21.
Yeah, he's a young guy. We spoke to him about last year. He made it to the finals against Rookie, and that game was a tough game. Rookie imposed his experience and took the crown again. But we talked to him, and mentally, it was a different vibe that I got from Timbo, Danny. It was like he's calm and he's hungry and he's ready to take this today. But I do want to point out that making it to the finals last year has definitely been a pivotal moment in his career. You know, that loss is nothing but positive for him because this year he's killed it. He smashed it. He's hit it out the park. And I can't wait to see him play, and I can't wait to see him take it because he's worked for it.
Right, and I don't want to hear this nonsense. To me, it's just nonsense about, oh, he has the sponsorships here, sponsorships there. Hey, he made it happen, regardless. Because if I'm an investor, if I'm going to give some money, you got to convince me why I'm going to give you this money.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, his sponsorships and everything, that's something that he went on and did that nobody else was doing at the time. So I tip my hat off to him for that. You know, I commend him for that. It's admirable. He's trying to take handball into another realm. He's not scared to play different styles of handball.
He plays everything. He plays everything.
Travels.
He goes all over the. I've seen him in Europe, right? He went to Europe, and as time progresses, we've seen a great evolution in his character.
Right.
Because there's players that are fundamentally great athletes physically. But then it comes a mental aspect, you know, how do you carry yourself on the court? How do you take the adversity? How do you deal with the intangibles? And there was a time in Timbo's handball career where he didn't deal with it too well. And he let emotions get the best of himself in some games. But as we continue to see him grow, we see he's had a hold on his emotions. And now he channels that energy into positive, and he's getting the results. I think, and I commend him. He's the one to watch this year.
BeFit Radio.
Timbo, we see you performing at an incredible level in singles and doubles this year. Do you feel you have an edge over most competitors right now due to your momentum?
Yes, sir. Jason! Everybody comes to competitions on the goal. I just come with the same thing, but I focus and dedicate my time to the sport, so I feel like I just be mentally ready for any competition at any tournament, so that's what I feel.
I mean, us at BeFit Radio, we have a similar philosophy where you set goals and you have patience and discipline. You achieve those goals because you're living, you're proof of that philosophy. And what does it mean for you to win this tournament, King of the Courts, as opposed to other ones such as the Nationals or maybe the Red Bull Flag? What does King of the Courts mean for you?
This probably is the most important tournament to me. It means everything to me. It's the only title that I don't have. I got every title probably 2 times. And this is the most important. I played in it so far 3 years, coming up short. My first time, I was 16 years old. Second time I played in it, I took 4th place. And then last year, I felt I was ready. But, you have to expect the unexpected sometimes. You just have to learn from it. Use it to channel it, just like the Spurs when they played and they lost. They were up lead games to 2, and out of nowhere, from seconds, you just have to expect it happens. That's what happens in sports, and you have to just let that make you stronger. That's channel it as a negative energy into positive and coming this one stronger.
Jason, not me personally, I believe that you're going to take this and you're going to have your first title this year. We support you and you're doing great things, brother. We'd like to see that. And thank you so much for the interview. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let me give you my card. JC and Joe, this year's tournament didn't fail to provide tons of excitement throughout both days. I would like to extend the congratulations to Timbo Gonzalez for finally winning the King of the Courts. And we here at BeFit Radio look forward to covering future events.
You hit it right on the head, my brother. It's been a fun event. We've had a great time this time around. At the end of the day, the player that had to win won the whole thing, and I'm very happy that it came out that way. For everybody else, thank you for listening. Here is your inside scoop for New York City Handball. You can get fit. You can have fun. It can all be done. All you got to do is have some will and some discipline. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel, BeFit Radio. On Twitter is BeFit Radio as well. On Instagram is BeFit Radio _.
50% theory.
100% money.